All right, let's get to my guest of the evening, singer songwriter. Got a new song out already called I and You, and he has a new song on the way, could be pretty safe right now, called Madness. He's goes by the name of Nate DiRuzza, and he's with me right now. How's it going?
What is up?
I'm good, man. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. They said I'd be talking to either Jeff or Kenny C.
You will be chatting with Kenny this evening. Uh,
Kenny?
yes, yes,
Okay.
sir. So
Cool. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
happy to have you on the show, and we'll definitely get into your new music in just a bit. But first things first, talk about how your music journey got started. How did it all begin for you?
Well, when I was about 4, probably even younger than that, um, I used to write gibberish songs. So I had a handful of songs that I could sing to you right now. and then I started using words when I got a little bit older, and I just I don't know, it's just music's been part of me and my family my whole life. So um what really started, like, actually thinking, this is what I want to do with my life, was kind of I picked up a guitar in high school and kind of just fell in love with it. And then in college I would do like open mic nights, and people were like, "You're great. You got to keep writing songs. We want to see you again." And then I was like, "Oh man, I like this attention." So I kept writing songs and kept performing them for my peers in college and stuff, and they kept pushing me to keep doing it. And kind of in college, I guess I just decided I'm just going to do this for the rest of my life because everybody seems to like it, and I enjoy doing it. So that was it.
I am joined with Nate DeRuza on the show. I'm glad to have him on. So as far as music wise, it definitely says here, you love the rock, the music. You like a blend of pop rock, soft rock, country-ish style. Um, got the vibes going in the '70s with I and You. Um, from your
Yeah,
perspective, how would you describe the type of music that you do?
pretty much just like that, I guess. Um, I mean, this is my fourth album, and each one sounds a little bit different, but they all have that kind of soft rock, kind of mellow vibe to it. Um, Love songs. I sing about love a lot. I sing about other things, but it seems like the theme of this album, the producers, I sent them like 35 songs, and they picked 11 of them, and all 11 of them are either heartbreak or love songs, or all has to do with love. So um, that's kind of what this whole album's gonna be. But I think it was, you know, just what I gravitated towards growing up. My mom and dad raised me pretty much on classic rock, you know, Led Zeppelin and AC/DC and the Eagles, and my ears just loved that mellow vibe of the Eagles, and so they became kind of my favorite band um, for a while, and still are. And then when I was learning guitar, um, they had bought me a book called Jam with the Eagles. So I sat there and just read this book, and I learned all their hits by just reading the
Yeah,
tablature, and I already knew what it was supposed to sound like. So I just kept doing it over and over and over and over until it sounded like what they sounded like. And so, um, and then I got into some other singer songwriters when I was in college, like Jack Johnson, John Mayer, Dave Matthews, um, and learning their stuff kind of um, just kind of opened up my mind a little bit on intricate guitar parts and how to do these intricate guitar parts and sing at the same time, melodies, lyrics, all of that stuff. So just that kind of chill vibe was always kind of what I gravitated towards. So that's what comes out of me, I guess.
That is exactly what I like to hear. The chill vibes. We are all for chill vibes on this program. So you definitely fit the mold
Yeah.
musically. So, and I mean, the show is called Chillin' after all. So your
Mhm.
music fits right in just fine. Speaking of which, let's discuss your first single off the new album. It's called "I and You." So talk
Mm.
about writing this song. Tell us the story behind this track.
Um well, I met a person at Belmont. So Belmont University, I went there for a second degree, and they accepted me into their songwriting program. And I met someone there who is also trying to live his dream. He's a retired colonel from the Marines. So we got assigned to write a song together, and we wrote a song or whatever for class. And we just really had a good time. So we kept writing songs together, and then he got signed with a publishing company in Nashville, and we were still writing together, and we still do today. And just out of the blue one time, I think I was complaining about some girl that I liked or something, and he called me and said, "Dude, I have this awesome idea." He's like, "You you want to put the love between I and you with her?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Put the love between I and you." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "It's a song idea." I didn't get it at first. And I was like, "Okay, that kind of sounds, I don't know, what's that mean?" He's like, "Dude, put the love between I and you." And I was like, "Oh." I was like, "That's an awesome idea." And so we sat down, and just off of that idea, we had no substance below that. And I was like, "Well, I'm just gonna put in how I feel about this girl in the song, and that's how we're gonna write the song." So it was
Mhm.
pretty much how it happened. We sat down together, and um, it was kind of like the melody and the lyrics came at the same time. And I made up this awesome guitar part that we both really liked, and it was just kind of flowed pretty easily. And then when I sent the producers my 35 songs, that's one of the ones they picked. So um, when I got into the studio and I'm listening to how all these other musicians are playing along with me, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm in heaven right now." Like, I feel like this is the experience that Don Henley and Glenn Fry got to experience. Like, you're in the studio, and um, it just like these. It was like such a '70s vibe. I'm like, I feel like I'm Don Henley from the Eagles right now. Like, I feel, except I'm playing guitar. He's a drummer, but it was so amazing. And then we did another song. I'm like, "What are they doing? How?" I didn't know they were going to produce this as kind of a '70s vibe. And the producer kept telling, everybody, "Hey, no, lay back on that." The drummer, like, "No, do this type of beat." And like the whole album turned out to be this like all real instruments, kind of '70s ish feel. And
Mhm.
I was like, "Whoa, I did not know that was going to happen," but you guys read my mind. Like, this is my stuff. This is what I love, and I'm so proud that this is the sound that I get to be, the like I'm the artist, and I'm the songwriter on all the songs, and it's so cool to just, you know, this is my music now.
Literally, literally, indeed. You can check out the song "I and You" by Nate DiRuzza. It's available on all the platforms right now. So go check that out. Give it a listen. Show your support. Um, so your PR definitely wanted me to chat with you about this upcoming singer you had. It's called Madness. It can
Mhm.
be pre-saved right now. Go to his social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and hit that click that link and hit the pre-save button, and it will be literally on your playlist and so forth once June 9th is once the
Mhm.
single is released on June 9th. Um, so let's talk about this song. This definitely feels a complete opposite from I and You. Talk a little bit about Madness.
This one is it's a little bit I feel like deeper of a feeling. Um I wrote this one by myself, like real late at night one time. I had this girlfriend, we were like, in a relationship. There were all these times when we hadn't seen each other in 3 days, 4 days or whatever, and we both would have off work and, Tuesday night, whatever it was. And I'd be like, I can't wait to hang out with you tonight. I can't wait to see you. Oh, well, I'm just going to chill tonight. I'm just going to be by myself. And she would do that all the time. And the relationship was on the outside. It was fine. Everything was fine. We're girlfriend, boyfriend. We apparently love each other, whatever. But there was this inner part of me that was like, dude, you are breaking my heart. Like, so I just like stayed up real late one night when I was missing her, and I wrote that on acoustic guitar, and then I tried it out on electric, and I was like, whoa, this has to be on electric. So I came to the producers with that, and it was like me playing that song. Like the track that you hear is what I already had before that. It's like exactly the same. It just has drums and bass and some keys to it now. So there's no difference in the way I performed it or the way I did it. It's just me sitting in my room at 3 o'clock in the morning doing that, basically. Um, so with the electric vibes, I still feel like it was like kind of I don't even know where to put that song. Like it sounds kind of 70s ish, maybe early 80s ish to me, but it definitely sounds vintage with the vintage guitar amps and the big drum in it. It's like his snare has just got so much echo on it and stuff, and um, I don't know, just the way it's produced, it still sounds like kind of vintage to me. So I love it.
The name of the song is called Madness. You can pre-save it right now. The single will be released on June the 9th on all platforms. So go pre-save it right now and be ready for the song's release on June the 9th, which, let's see, today's May the 9th, 26. So it's just a few weeks away. So make sure you go ahead and again, go stream it, go buy it, go spread the word about it. And while you do that, you can check out I and You, the first release of the album. So with that being said, do you have a name for this fourth album?
So far, all I can come up with is love songs. So I had like some different names, but it was kind of like there were kind of I want something that's like, if someone wants to click on an album, what are they going to expect? So don't get too creative and put some weird word on there, but get like if they're going to click on something that says love songs, they're going to get what they clicked on.
Yeah.
So for now, I think I'm pretty sure on it. But it's called Love Songs.
Okay, so that seems very clear. As far as the direction that you're going with this album. So, and anyone that's been listening to you since the first album knows the feels, gonna get these feelings and so forth. So, Nate DiRuzza, I guess as of right now, he's calling it love songs. I and You
Mhm.
is gonna be on there, and Madness is gonna be on there as well. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for that. So now we're getting to the summertime. So are we expecting a summer release or maybe in the fall? You have a timetable for when this album will be released?
Yeah. So we're gonna release like multiple singles. Um, we'll have another one come out in July, and I think another one September, October. And we were planning on trying to get the whole album released by December, but we might do a couple extra singles, just to, I don't know, kind of like the more releases you have, the better, because of all the Spotify algorithms and all that stuff. But so we're gonna release them in like not the order of the album, because like, but once the album comes out, it'll all be complete, because from the start of the album until the end of the album, it's a story. So if you listen to the first song and you go through it, you know, this person's so in love, not talking about myself, I swear. And then, then you break up, and then he goes off, and I'm not going to tell you all of it, but it's a story, and it all the songs like kind of they go side by side to each other so that it keeps progressing in the story. And there's a message at the end where it's kind of like, you seek the light or happiness in external things or people, where the message is the happiness and the light and all of that stuff has to come from within, instead of seeking it with relationships or whatever it might be. In this instance, yes, relationships. But yeah, there's like a message, and I have a song that's going to come out later this year called "Burns Me Every Time," and it's basically saying like, um, don't tell me that you're leaving now, 'cause I don't want to go back down. I want to stay up here and hold you tight. But holding too tight to a brand new light burns me every time. And this guy needs to learn his lesson. So this album is the lesson.
A lesson indeed. I'm looking at, speaking of quote unquote Spotify, I am a Spotify addict as far as listening to music and playing music through my Music Monday show. You got listeners in London, you got listeners in Mexico. Uh, so you quite the you getting the international love. Obviously, just getting love in general is pretty cool. Um,
Mhm.
what was it like? You look at these numbers here, and you getting listeners from London and Mexico. What's that like?
Man, I can't believe it. Um, I think INU is up to 80,000 plays, more than 80,000 plays. And I'm like, 80,000 people listen to that song. I cannot believe it. And it's like, a part of me is like, wow, finally. That the other part of me is like, I want 1 million. Like, we're not done yet. So, and then as soon as we get there, it's like, well, we need 10 million, 10 million streams. So it's kind of a never-ending feeling that you gotta keep building and keep building and keep building and keep building until one day I sell out arenas and stuff like that. Like, that's kind of like the end goal, the dream, but it just takes so long to get there. But it's an unbelievable feeling that there are people in Mexico, there are people in London, there are people in France, that are listening to I and You, and I can see the statistics on my Spotify for Artists thing,
Mhm.
and there's like 5 or 6 thousand people of those 80,000 that liked it so much that they saved it. So they either put it on one of their playlists or they saved it to their phone so they can listen to that offline or whatever. Um, which is like, whoa, 5 or 6 thousand people like that song so much that they saved it. I can't wait till they hear Madness.
And you can get that song Madness on June the 9th. You can pre-save it right now. Go to the Instagram, go to his Instagram page and hit that link there and click the pre-save and it will be available to you on June the 9th once it's released. Be on the lookout for the new album from Nate coming soon. And check out his recent release, I and You, that's available on all the platforms. By the way, Nate is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter under Nate DiRuzza. And so go check him out on that. Nate, great having you on the show this evening. Thank you
Man,
so
thank you so much,
much.
Kenny.
And before I let you go, I pointed out the Music Monday thing. Last month, I was playing a variety of rock songs, and I played I and You was on that playlist. So,
Awesome.
so I will be waiting for Madness for June the 9th. And yep, you just heard thunder.
Was that what that was?
Yes, it was. I live in Kentucky.
What? It sounded like a semi just crashed into your building or something from other side.
It was pretty loud. Uh, and I guess on that note, thank you so much, Nate, for being on the show tonight. Continued success, man, and keep doing your thing. I look forward to hearing more music from you and this album. Thank you for your time.
Man, thank you, Kenny. Thank you so much for having me.